Today we're gonna look into all the possibilities to start a halal online business as a complete beginner. We're gonna compare all different business models, look at their pros and their cons, and at the end of this video, I will share which business model I personally think is the best choice for you. And in this video, we're not looking for a side hustle just for the time being, but an actual business idea that is easy to start, doesn't require a lot of money to invest upfront, is accessible, like you must be able to start this business idea besides your current job or study. It should be profitable, it's important that you can make a living out of it, and has the potential to grow into a bigger company, and maybe in the future could even give you your first employees, inshallah. Because again, we're not looking for just a side hustle, but something for both the short term and the long term. And the last thing, the business idea needs to be 100% halal. And that is quite new for me as well. I've been in business quite a while now. I started when I was 16 years old, but alhamdulillah, as an entrepreneur, I've never been involved in haram industries. As a Muslim revert, I had to learn that certain industries are not in line with the Islamic principles. And the reason for that is some businesses are doing more damage to humanity than doing any good. For example, the alcohol industry, gambling businesses, or adult industry. And maybe that kind of makes sense, but also businesses that involve interest or music are not allowed. And I could make a complete video about this topic, but all that matters is, as a Muslim, you need to be an honest, reliable, and trustworthy person in all aspects of life. And that means also when doing business. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mercy upon he who is considered of the buyer when selling, and considered of the seller when buying, meaning it has to be a fair transaction. And did you know that our Prophet ﷺ himself was a merchant? Even before his prophethood, he became known for his trustworthiness. So you have to keep that in mind. And before we start looking into the options for you and set up your business, you should ask yourself, why do I even want to start a business? To be honest, in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, my goals were really materialistic. I was dreaming of big houses, nice cars, a lot of money. But after seeing some first good money after a few years in business, I quickly realized that it's a black hole. There's always someone with a bigger car or a nicer house. And even if you are making good money, you can always make more. It's a never-ending cycle. Money nowadays is just digits on the screen. And digits are infinite, right? There's no end to it. So you will never be satisfied if you try to find your happiness in materialistic things. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, a billionaire, said before he died, whether we drive a $150,000 car or a $5,000 car, the road and the distance is the same. And we both get to the same destination. Inner happiness doesn't come from materialistic things in this world. So if you purely want to start a business because it's cool and you want to buy a Lamborghini and a Rolex one day, I would say don't even start, because it will probably make you a miserable person. You should start a business not because it's cool, but because you can feed your family. Because it will teach you a lot along the way and transform you into a better person. Because you can help and provide for people and make the world a better place. Please do it because of a meaningful purpose, not because of ego. Now, that being said, you might be asking yourself, alright, how do I start? Don't worry, we will get into that in a second. But let me tell you one other thing first. Please look around you for a second. Every single thing you see, there was an entrepreneur behind it. The chair that you're sitting on, the phone in your hand, the t-shirt that you're wearing. This whole economy moves through transaction, goods and services. And trust me, your world changes when you start looking at it from that perspective. Money is literally everywhere, and you can make money with literally everything. But some things are easier to start and scale than others. Entrepreneurship showed me the reality of this world in a lot of ways. One of the best teachers in life, if you would ask me. And even though money is everywhere, it doesn't mean that it's easy. It requires hard work, discipline, and consistency to make it work. For me, being an entrepreneur isn't about making money. It's a game of improvement. in every aspect of life. You need to deal with problems, human interactions, sales, relationship, mindset, everything. As an entrepreneur, you're facing challenges every day. No day is the same. It's a continuous game of improvement with a lot of ups and downs. But in my eyes, that's what makes it fun. I started my first official little business when I was 16 years old. I'm 22 right now. So in the past 6 years, I've been through a lot of ups and downs, looked into a lot of business models and spoke to a lot of interesting people in the space. But don't think I figured it all out. I'm still learning every single day. So please take the things that I'm saying as information that you can then use to find out what works best for you. So I think it's time to look at the options we have, right? What halal business ideas do we have out there? Well, there is a lot, but in this video, I will go through the 5 best options that come closest to my criteria. And in the end, I will pick one best option. So let's move through them one by one. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I will review them based on the following criteria and questions. 1. Is it easy to start? 2. Does it require money? 3. Is it accessible? 4. How long does it take? 5. Does it make good profit? And the 6th thing is, what is my personal experience with it? Because most of these business ideas I've been involved with or tried myself. So the first business idea is selling a product. E-commerce. You've probably heard of this one and probably experienced it yourself. Nowadays it's really easy to buy a product online. I do it several times a month. But like I said earlier in this video, here as well, there is an entrepreneur behind that who is selling that product. In today's world, especially in the Western world, e-commerce has become a very popular business model. But is it interesting to start with zero experience? Let's look at the criteria. When it comes down to the question, is it easy to start? I would say yes and no. Nowadays, it's super easy to go to Shopify and open up a store, but the second step is to add and find products, which could be a little hard. And when it comes to costs, it unfortunately gets less interesting. It requires a lot of money to host your store, use the tools, find and buy the products, and market them. And of course, you have dropshipping options nowadays, where you can sell the product from the supplier directly to the buyer without needing any stock yourself. But then it still requires quite a lot of money to invest in your advertisement. And accessibility, I would say not really. It requires understanding the market and doing marketing. It's a very competitive space. Probably the product that you're trying to sell is being sold by 20 to 30 other sellers. And like I said, it doesn't take that much time to launch a store, but it takes a lot of time to find a product that works and then scale it and later on build a brand. Also, the profit margins are not that extreme. Sometimes you see these e-com guys showing their revenue, but the average profit margin in e-commerce is around 20 to 30%. So to make a normal living out of it, you should do at least 10 to 50k per month in revenue. Probably that's not even enough because you need to reinvest a lot in the beginning. Now, what is my personal experience with it? 2 years ago, I launched an e-com store with a business partner of mine called FitApp, an exclusive vitamin brand. And this store still exists to this day, but it's not my main business and my focus is not on that right now. Setting it up was a very intense process that took more time and money than expected. We've put thousands of dollars in stock and marketing, but building a brand takes a lot of time. So the conclusion, in my opinion, not the best business model to start with as a beginner, but I have to say the potential behind it is very great. So if you want to commit for a long term and are willing to invest some money, it could still be interesting. Then the second business idea, online coaching and consulting. As an online coach or consultant, you sell your knowledge and help other people with it, such as personal trainers or business coaches. Now let's look into this model. Is it easy to start? Well, unfortunately, no. It requires a professional background and a lot of knowledge and experience to offer such services. You can't, out of nowhere, become a personal trainer or a business coach for somebody. You need experience and knowledge for that. But when it comes to cost, you need absolutely zero money to start with it. So from that perspective, it's a great model. Then, is it accessible? Unfortunately, not. Before someone wants to be coached or consulted by you, you need a lot of experience and be an absolute expert. So as a starter, it's not a business model that you can launch tomorrow. It requires years to prepare and build a name. But once you have that knowledge, you can start helping people right away and ask thousands of dollars for it, depending on your level of experience. Then the profits are very interesting for coaching and consulting, because since you're selling your knowledge, the profit is close to 100%. So that's very good. Now, what's my personal experience with this? Actually, none. But I have a few people in my network who are in this space. Even though you might think it's a no-brainer for me to enter this space because of my audience and the things I've done, I personally didn't do it because I think my knowledge and experience isn't that good yet. And I'm still very young. And besides that, I don't want to sell my knowledge to you. I want to make it accessible to everyone and make my money with other businesses for the now. So the conclusion: coaching and consulting is very interesting, but not the best idea as a starter. It requires a lot of knowledge and experience. Next one, affiliate marketing. Did you know that you can make money with products or services that aren't yours and without delivering it to anyone? This is called affiliate marketing. You promote products or services for other companies and earn a commission based on the sales from your promotions. Now, is it easy to start? Well, yes, it is. You can open up an affiliate account on Amazon or other platforms within a few minutes, but it takes a lot of time to find a way to generate clicks. Now, when it comes to costs, it's a very good model as well. It costs $0 to start, and it's easy to open up your accounts. But when it comes down to the accessibility, it's not that great. Like I said, you can start within no time, but it's very competitive. You won't be the only one trying this, and it's very hard to find a way to generate enough clicks to earn enough money. So when speaking about time, it takes a lot of time to create a channel or a website with enough audience. But if you have already an audience, then you can try it. But just make sure that those products are in line with your personal brand and the Islamic principles, of course. And when speaking about profit, the commission that you can earn are not very high. It's just a few percentage per sale. So if you want to make good money with it, you need to generate a lot of sales to make a living out of it. And what is my personal experience with affiliate marketing? Well, in the past few years, I've set up and invested in some small affiliate websites and built an online Dutch platform. We made nice money with some of these websites, but it requires a lot of time to keep them up to date. So I sold most of them last year to focus on other things. The conclusion: once you have this up and running, it's a very interesting business model, because you earn money without worrying about the product or the client. But on the other hand, it takes a lot of time and effort. It's a very competitive space, and you're also not building a real company for the long term, since you're just doing promotions. Then we have YouTube automation. YouTube automation is quite new compared to the previous biz models I shared, but it's an interesting one though. I think a lot of people already know that you can earn money by making YouTube videos. So YouTube automation is just setting up a channel, most of the time without using your own face, but just some stock footage and a voiceover to make explainer videos, for example, about certain topics. Like you can make a channel about Islamic explainer videos or sport, health, business, could be about anything. And then once the channel is big enough, you can earn money with the views. But is it easy to start? Well, if you can edit your own videos and be a little creative with the script writing and the voiceover, then yes. But it's not really easy to start if you need to hire a small team that can do it for you. So the costs are depending on if you can do it yourself or if you need to hire a team. Otherwise, if you try to figure it out yourself, it could be quite easy and also not be very expensive to start this model. So it is accessible. Everyone can create a YouTube channel and upload videos, but there are millions of YouTube videos online. So you need to create real good videos and good content to get in the picture and generate enough views. And that requires a lot of time. In my opinion, it takes forever to build an audience and make your channel even available to monetization and earn money with it. Because YouTube requires at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time before you can even start earning money. Then is it profitable? Not really. on YouTube you earn between $1 to $3 per 1,000 views. And to make a living, you need millions of views a month. And my personal experience with it, so I tried this for fun myself a little while ago, and I outsourced the video editing and management of the channel. But like I said, it takes a very long time to build a good channel and find videos that generate enough views. And also, of course, I have this channel myself right now, and I can tell from experience it's not big money that you earn with it. So far with this channel, it has cost me more money than it made me. But I do it out of passion, not to earn money. Conclusion, it's nice and it's interesting, but just like affiliate marketing, in most cases, it's not really a business that you're building, and it takes a lot of time. Now, maybe you have noticed that so far we have discussed a few business ideas that are nice, but not 100% the best option if you would ask me as a starter. In my eyes, there's just one business model that matches all criteria, and that is freelancing. I've talked about this more often on my channel. As a freelancer, you provide services to other entrepreneurs such as graphic designing, video editing, copywriting, web development, etc. This market is growing really fast. There are a lot of entrepreneurs that need help with different tasks in their business that they would rather outsource to you than do it themselves or hire a full-time employee. So let's look at the criteria. Is it easy to start? Well, yes. You can start from your bedroom today. The only thing you need is to learn a skill that you then can trade for money. There are so many tutorials available online that you don't need a study or anything except from these YouTube videos and Google to learn that skill. And it doesn't cost you anything. YouTube and Google is free. It's accessible to anyone, so it's extremely accessible. You can start very simple with zero experience and work yourself up. In the beginning, you can ask less money or even do your products in the beginning for free because you don't have much experience yet. But the better you get, the more money you can charge. And it doesn't take much time. You can literally start finding clients today. On platforms such as Upwork, there are thousands of jobs you can find on a daily basis. And of course, it takes time to get better with that skill, but that doesn't mean that you can start with some first simple projects. Entrepreneurs will be happy if you could help them. And the profit margin is very good, except for some software or tools that you may need to deliver your service. Freelancing has a very high profit margin. And my personal experience with it, I started freelancing while I was still going to school. I delivered graphic designing services to other entrepreneurs, such as designing logos and flyers. It's really easy to combine it with your current job or if you're still going to school. And you can work from anywhere and anytime you want. I've learned so much from freelancing at a young age, and not only the skill, but also sales, mindset, marketing, talking to other people, etc., etc. So the conclusion, maybe you could have guessed my favorite one already. Freelancing is great to start as your first business, and there's also no real risk involved. The only thing you need is to invest your time into learning a skill and find your clients. You don't need to risk money like you do in e-commerce or with YouTube automation, for example. And it doesn't require much time to start. It's very accessible. And maybe most importantly, it's also something that you can start very small and very simple, but it can grow into something bigger along the way. That's what I did as well. Start simple as a freelancer and scale it to an agency later on. I started as a freelance designer, but now we're offering marketing and software development services with a team of 8 people. I just mentioned 5 online business ideas in this video, but there are a lot more, and you can make money with everything. But whatever you choose, everything requires hard work, discipline, and consistency. It takes time and it's not easy. And as you heard my own experience with them, I tried a lot of businesses, but I wouldn't recommend this to anyone. The only way to succeed is if you commit to one thing and give your all for a long time. Don't get distracted and go for it. Now, if you want to know more about how I started as a freelancer, then watch this video where I share my whole journey with you. Assalamu alaikum.